My ZR1 is too slow. Now, don't worry, we're gonna fix that today. And when I mean slow, I don't mean like this thing would lose to the Chevy Bolt behind it. I mean like it doesn't have that that little punch factor. It doesn't just get you right in the guts and make you feel a certain way when you get on it. It is a fast car, don't get me wrong, but today we're gonna be fixing all of that. However, we are gonna go one last time with it on its stock configuration, and we're gonna head out to the canyons and have some fun with this car. Now, like I said, it's not a slow car by any means. I actually think this is one of the best cars out of the box you could buy for less than $100,000. And when I think of cars for less than $100,000 that could compete with supercars, that could compete with Porsches, that could compete straight line around a track, everything, I genuinely think this is one of the greatest cars ever designed, especially for the price. And I mean, it is a beautiful car too. Like, you just can't go wrong with this. But still, in 2025, there's a little bit left to be desired. Now, GM was smart, and they gave it the LS9 with a bunch of forged internals and stuff, so we could turn up this thing really easily. And I have a good few $1,000s worth of parts right back there that we're gonna be installing after today. But like I said, one last final drive, having fun with the slow ZR1, stock wheels and tires. You don't know how many people have been bullying me. Oh, Drew, you need spacers, dude. You need spacers. Drew, your tires are tucked. Two things. One, the tires are tucked because Continentals run small. Like they look like they're stretched, right? Like this tire is a 335, which is what OEM calls for, and it stretches back, which is really stupid. So Continentals just run small, which isn't helping my case. But also, I'm not gonna put spacers on a car when I have beautiful wheels back there. Let me show you them. Now, these wheels you guys haven't seen for quite some time. So these are the Apex wheels that were original gunmetal gray. I went ahead and tried to strip them myself with chemicals. I failed. I took them to my buddy's shop, raw powder coating in Long Beach, and he acid dipped them, and then I got them back and I polished them by hand. Check them out. Let me know what you guys think. Look at these beauties now. Ooh, oh, raw aluminum. Got some nice shine to them. They're not too bling bling. I do want them a little bit more polished, but damn, they look really good. So I've only done two. I've only done these two. I still have to do those two, and then we can mount tires. I actually do want to get the tires mounted today, which will be probably in tomorrow's video. But these will just, oh my God, dude, you guys thought it was a good looking car now. When this thing has A1 fitment, it's lowered a little bit more, and it's got meatier tires than what it has now. It's even gonna be scarier. I can't wait to show you guys. When we head out to the canyon, keep in mind, I'm pushing this car with stockish tires. I mean, they're Continentals, Extreme Contacts, all seasons. And we have a couple plugs in some of the tires. I really wanted to get my money's worth on this set of tires. I mean, since they were brand new when I bought the car, I might as well drive the piss out of them. And I mean, I've done burnouts, I've slid the car, I've pushed the car multiple times in canyons. Dude, they're just like, they're not dying. If you want a pretty good street tire and it'll last forever, honestly, this Continental Extreme Contact is a good tire. You just got to get a size bigger because or else it's going to look stretched like this, unless you like that look, in which case you're fine. But well, hopefully we have those mounted by the end of the day, and then I will go ahead and lower the suspension as well, and this thing will just be sitting so pretty. Oh, I'm so excited. I've been waiting for those for a while. I was initially going to run some Kumho tires on there. I had a Kumho sponsorship and everything. The issue is Kumho doesn't make 355s anymore, so no more Kumhos. Can't run Kumhos anymore. I could run Kumhos up front, but that's not going to do me any good. So I'm going to actually run, I think they're the Nitto Inzos or Invos. I'm going to run those tires, and we should be good. I think it's a 220 tread wear, so it's going to be more aggressive than these and wider. And oh, dude, I just cannot wait. Today's going to be a good benchmark to see just how good this car is as is. Can't wait for those. Also, just the last thing I want to mention about the wheels, which is going to be the way that these wheels are going to make me a little bit faster as well, is these wheels are way, way lighter. Like, I don't know what GM was doing when they were designing the wheels, the OEM wheels. I think they just assumed that every grandma and grandma that was buying this car was going to smack the shit out of curbs, because these things are like damn near bulletproof. Like, these things are so heavy, they got to be made out of like vibranium or something like that, because they just, dude, they weigh like a ton. Like, this is a literal boat anchor of a wheel. I'll actually weigh these and those when I do the wheel install video, and we can see exactly what the difference is. But the newer wheels should make me accelerate and brake just that much quicker. So super excited for these. The second and most important thing that came are the fuel injectors. So these from Fuel Injector Clinic are going to allow me to run full E85 and full 91 whenever I want. We are going to have plenty of injector if I ever want to make over 1,000 horsepower. Those injectors should do that. Yes, I know I need a haircut. I already know. Just don't even bully me on that shit. But these injectors from Fuel Injector Clinic are going to allow us to run all E85, all 91, mix of both, and we're never going to run out of an injector with those. So that's going in, and I should have installed those a while back, but I was waiting for this package right here. Let me show you the last thing we got. It finally arrived. I ordered this back in March, and it is now May, the end of May. So let's take a look. So this right here, this little box, this little itty bitty box is going to allow me to run 5 extra pounds of boost. Can we get this thing out? It's hard to do with one hand. There she is right there. Oh God, she's beautiful. Oh, she's beautiful. So this is a 2.6 inch Supercharger pulley. It's a fat one. These are 10 ribs. That's just how the system is. And this right here will up my boost by 5 pounds, which should compensate for about 60 wheel horsepower on E85. So if we do full E85, some quick math, and we make, let's say 650, 660 with this car as is stock pulley, then if we swap this out, that 660 will turn into like 720. So I'm guessing when we get to dyno, we should see a 700 horsepower number, which will be just about as fast as the McLaren was when I sold that, and that's by no mistake. 2 reasons why I'm shooting for that number in particular. Reason number 1, it's a fun number. 700 horsepower is plenty of fun on the street, and it's plenty of fun at the track. It's enough fun to beat most cars, especially in like a 3,000 pound carbon fiber car like that. It is plenty of fun. So reason number 1, fun factor. Reason number 2, I'm actually kind of curious if this thing makes just about the same amount of horsepower as the McLaren. How are their draggy times going to be? How is this thing going to be 60 to 130 versus the McLaren? Like realistically, if this thing is making just about the same power, it weighs just about the same, is this going to be almost as fast? Is the manual shifting going to affect it that much? That's kind of what I want to test. And so that's why we're kind of shooting for that number for those 2 reasons. Also, I mean, we can make more if I go and throw on headers or a full exhaust or something. I'm sure we can squeeze out a little bit more power. Dude, my hair is just cooked. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. I just keep seeing it and it's distracting me because it's so messed up. I need a haircut. I haven't had a haircut because I've been moving. I apologize. I'll just show the car. Yeah, we could go ahead and throw on like headers or a crazier intake or a ported lid or something. Like we could do some crazier shit, but that also kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to do with the car. I want the car to look stock, and this pulley is the stockest looking pulley I have found. Like already as is, it's just a black, pulley, but I plan on blacking out the laser etched text so that way it just looks even more stock. Like you're not even going to see any of this L blah 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 or Lingenfelter on it. Like it is going to look bone stock. And it's also tucked away underneath like the intake and stuff, so you won't really see it to begin with. But I want 99% of people that I encounter on the road to just think it's a stock ZR1, and I'm gonna tell everyone it's just stock. It just has wheels and mufflers. That's all I'm gonna tell people, because I just want to mess with people. Ultimately, I just want to mess with people. I want it so if I do race someone and they say pop the hood and I pop it and they just see, an intake, I'll just be like, oh, that's a performance pack intake, man. That's just how it is, So that's my goal with the car. But besides that, in the kit comes with, some other stuff that allows you to do some other stuff with the car. And I think there's the idler pulley. There's a few other things. I don't know. There's some things tucked away. So all that will be going on later. Wheels are going to be going on first. The issue with this stuff is it requires special tools to pull it and install it. So I'm just waiting till I find a definite answer of where to take it. I do have a few shops that have offered to help, but no one that I've for sure secured a spot with. Dude, I'm just in love with the rear end of this car. I just can't stop looking at it. I love this carbon fiber spoiler on it. God, it looks so good. All right, enough yapping, enough staring at the car. Let's get a cold start and let's head out. I love how it almost sounds cammed. Like, I genuinely think if I had a full like long tube header set, that it would have like a little bit of chop to it. I think it would just make it sound a little bit more cammed. But anyways, I'm gonna let it warm up for a second and then we'll head out, go have some fun in the canyon. I think I'm just gonna record raw, like unedited canyon driving. That way I'm just like focused on the road and I'm not distracted. So if I'm not talking, I apologize. I just wanna send the car, have some fun, see what it could do. Anyways, let's head out. So this canyon in particular, I've actually never been through, so I'm not full sending it. And I think the action cam is doing a lot of neutering, because it doesn't look like I'm going all that fast, but I mean, we were seeing triple digits here and there, and I just don't understand how it's not comprehending that, but we were moving. Even my dog says we were moving. He was saying, yeah, man, that was pretty damn cool. So just keep that in mind. Well, we're back. We made it back. Car, oh my God, it got a little dirty. You guys probably can't see it on camera. Brakes got well, brake dust everywhere. Jesus Christ. Dude, this car is just phenomenal. Like, absolutely phenomenal. Oh my God. Oh, it's so good. It's just so good right out of the box, man. Like, it's hard to explain. So whenever I drive this thing aggressively, I just want you guys to know, I always have traction control off. And I have never had an oh shit moment just yet. These tires, compared to the McLaren tires, are just so wide. And I think these just respond better to heat. I think the McLaren tires were just kind of dog shit. But these, for some odd reason, like, I wish they made these in the correct sizes. If they did, I think I would run them again. Like, I actually like these tires. I don't know how they would handle a track event, you know, where you're doing multiple laps, but so far for street driving, these tires are great. I'm actually really concerned if I go with something else like the Nittos, that they won't be as good. But I guess we'll have to see. That's a gamble I'm gonna have to take, and I do think the Nittos will be great, but like, these are really good tires. I just wish they were wider. That being said though, dude, this thing is just an absolute monster. Like, it sounds great. I do wish it was still a little louder. I know it's loud from the outside, but like, I feel like when I'm getting on it, this car just does such a good job of pushing all of the noise out the back that I don't really hear it all too well inside the car. So I do wish it was a little louder for me. And I do wish the Supercharger whine was a little louder, but all of that's gonna be fixed over there when we install those parts. But dude, this thing is just an absolute monster. I do think when we put the new wheels and tires on, it's gonna be even crazier. We're gonna have more rubber up front, more rubber in the rear, aggressive tire, lighter wheels. Like, dude, this thing is just gonna be a rocket ship in and out of corners. It's gonna be absolutely insane. So for the rest of the day today, I'm gonna go ahead and get those wheels ready and hopefully mounted with some new rubber. And then tomorrow we can do a video, maybe doing the same thing, just testing those tires in the Canyon on the stock configuration. And then after that, we turn up the power and no more slow Corvette. Anyways, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I just like going out and driving, so hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it. I'm excited for the parts. Let me know which part you guys are most excited for, the wheels or the more power. Comment down below. Anyways, thank you to everyone for watching. Subscribe, and until next video, peace.